The digital horizon is rarely a sanctuary. It is a meticulously rendered prison of convenience and curated deception. And in The Pixel Prince, Ingvar Raven delivers a stark, hyper-intellectual, and lethally paced philosophical thriller that dissects the slow-motion erosion of human consciousness in a data-saturated reality. Raven, the cold-eyed cartographer of this silicon-based nightmare, delivers a visceral, deeply intense, and soul-searing masterpiece that turns the concept of user experience into a weapon of mass existential annihilation. This isn't a story of whimsical technological optimism. It is a rapid-fire, deeply intense plunge into the logistical nightmare of maintaining a sense of self in a world where every action is data-mined, every desire is predictive, and every connection is mediated by a profit-driven algorithm. And the terrifying truth that when you become a pixel prince, a master of digital perception, you don't just gain control of the image, you become a puppet of the very falsity you seek to command. Raven hooks the audience instantly by constructing a high-stakes, hyper-focused trap. A disillusioned digital architect, burdened by the knowledge of how our reality is being pixelated and sold off, finds themselves caught in a high-stakes game of shadows against an entity known as the curator, which aims to map, quantify, and ultimately terminate the human soul. The narrative center zeroes in on the protagonist's methodical, high-pressure descent into the source code, a state of hyper-rational, reality-defying perception that allows them to see the underlying artificial architecture of the modern world. As they traverse the oppressive, neon-drenched landscapes of the virtual slums and the dangerously shifting, memory-saturated servers of the Great Archive, they realize that their quest for meaning is not merely an intellectual pursuit. It is a systemic catalyst that is drawing out the null states, entities that hunt those who refuse to conform to the algorithm's optimized, flattened reality. The investigation into the sudden, coordinated disappearance of the city's most radical, truth-seeking philosophers quickly escalates into a dangerous, high-stakes tactical chess match as they discover that the entire social structure has been covertly funded by the very entity that keeps them tethered to their screens. Forced to juggle the logistical nightmare of managing a rapidly decaying, reality-bending digital rebellion, the constant, suffocating threat of archival erasure, and the mounting, undeniable encounter with the cost of their own burgeoning insight, they must synthesize a new way of existing, one built on tactical linguistics, radical, improvised reality anchoring, and an unyielding, purely human refusal to let their purpose be redacted by the system's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. Raven's writing style is unapologetically clinical, machine gun fast, and saturated with an intense, authentic blend of philosophical cybernetic jargon, sharp, cynical intellectual wit, and high-stakes environmental dread. He builds exceptional structural tension by pairing the mundane, aching routines of survival, cross-referencing source codes, deciphering forbidden, reality-aligned texts, and enduring the quiet, crushing weight of constant vigilant isolation with the chaotic, nightmare-filled assaults of the system's truth-guarding drones. The story moves forward with a relentless, momentum-driven energy, turning routine analytical probes, calculated maneuvers through the city's secret, steam-filled server rooms, and tense, high-stakes standoffs with lethal, logic-warping figures into pulse-pounding steps closer to an inevitable, reality-defining confrontation. The presentation thrives on this sharp analytical focus, making every discovered anomaly, every executed reality stabilization command, and every deep-seated fear confronted feel like a high-stakes victory for the human spirit. What makes The Pixel Prince an exceptional entry in the modern techno-philosophical canon is Raven's unparalleled ability to develop a highly compelling, logic-driven architect whose cognitive discipline is treated as a supreme navigational asset rather than a tragic, fading memory. Watch as they transform their experience with obscure, data-bound information into a compass, learning to navigate the chaotic heavens to outmaneuver a power that operates with absolute, terrifying precision. As the structural walls of their reality begin to collapse and the true scope of the pixel danger is exposed, the pacing transforms into a breathless, heart-pounding race to maintain the shred of truth they carry before their consciousness is permanently unstitched by the city's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. The final act is an absolute masterclass in suspense, delivering a barrage of explosive realizations, shattered paradigms, and a spectacular, jaw-dropping climax that completely leaves the reader thoroughly stunned. For fans of thrillers demanding a brilliant, character-driven, and masterfully paced exploration of physics and digital imperialism, this book delivers an unforgettable shockwave.